Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? At the start of the episode, I went to Europa, I set up an excavator so that we would be able to get psi metal. And at this very moment, we have a decent supply. It's not amazing. That psi metal has to be processed inside the Hellfire Forge to give us the actual ingot. I also went to Diamorisma and I did manage to find myself a pulsating starlight reservoir. Later on we are going to need it in order to make the pulsating fluids, which I have no idea what it does. But it's a quest, so we do that. Another very important thing that I have done is that I moved the portal. It was in the middle of the road. And I also made myself a distillation tower from immersive petroleum. We're pumping in bitumen, we're processing the crude oil, and in return we're getting diesel, we're getting lubricant, and we're getting gasoline. Diesel is the one that we're interested in. And I'm also breeding the chaos chicken. Most of the things that I have done at the start of the episode are going to be used today. Very slowly, and I cannot stress how slow they're going to be. So what is the plan for today? Good question. As I did mention in the last episode, we're going to advance until we run out of juice. It just means whenever we're out of a resource. And our main goal at this very moment is to get to here. Power from Skythern, the brand new star. Once we get that, the end of the mod pack is within reach. At least that is the hope, I'm not sure. However, in order to do that, we need the Apalakia block so that we would be able to make the brand new portal, and guess what? That's not a horrifying recipe, because we have every single item that you see here, except this. Muans. Well, actually, the crystal. Basically, we need to get muons from electrons. Electrons come from decomposed matter, it comes from neutrino plasma, and it comes from pile of neutron. In order to make all that mumbo jumbo, we're going to need a brand new set of machines which are going to require neutronium casing. Neutronium casing requires psi metal, as well as nitro diesel. Hence, we are producing psi metal, and hence, we're making diesel. Very slowly. Actually, that ton of diesel is enough in order to make 8 neutronium casings, that's it. And for the first machine, I need 23. Therefore, while we are waiting for some garbage, we need to do some improvements. The most important improvement that we need to start doing is vibranium. There are better recipes, and I was not aware that I'm using the most garbage one. You know, I thought I'm actually doing this one, but it's okay. We can move to combination crafting. I was wondering why everything is super expensive. So now if I want 1000 ultimate ingots, we can craft it, and it's way cheaper, and vibranium is surprisingly fast. Good. There is also another improvement for hot vibranium. We just have to use arc residue. We have 12,000, so we're good. Although the main problem with that recipe is that it's gonna be slower. Another very important thing that we have to do is to fix this place. Our Essentia room. In order to make psi metal, I need the enchanted apple from Thaumcraft. You know, this guy over here. I can't smelt down Essentia fast enough, I only have the one. Let me try to fix it. Yeah, I would say this is a far better speed of smelting Essentials. This is actually super fast. I can live with that. Alright guys, it's been a while later and there have been a few changes around the base. First off, we have a brand new distillation tower. We need tons of diesel and, well, this is not a great speed, even with 2 of them. I have ordered 3 more neutron collectors and, well, I just installed them. Cause somebody actually left me a comment that, yeah, you do need 4 ingots in order to make the neutronium seed, but did you forget about the crooks? Yes, I did. I'm sorry. I totally forgot this thing exists. So yeah, we need 4 more ingots. I also did some teeny tiny things around the base, cleaning up the mess. And I also installed an elevator. Finally, I don't have to come through the window. In the meantime, our EMC consumption is just going up, so let's get more power flowers. We already found 1 yellow, I ordered 3 more. It's gonna take some time, but it will be ready. Since I have to wait for neutronium and gasoline, I thought we do a very small project. It's very small, but it's kind of important. So do you see these minerals? You normally find them on different planets. Or you can just craft them once you get the spinel ring, which we got. This is something that I originally wanted to do when we were planet hopping. Unfortunately, I completely forgot. The gist of it is, once you put them inside rock crushers, you get essence. And apparently one of them even gives us fluxed electrum. So I guess let's try to set them up somewhere. There are 8 of them in total, and therefore we have 8 rock crushers, making us different essences. And yes, we are finally gaining some flux electrum. It's not incredibly fast, but it's a passive setup. So I'm good with that. Somebody actually left me a comment that I should check it out, and yeah, I'm sorry. I completely forgot. Anyways, our power flowers were also ready, so I put them down, and well, our EMC production has been increased. By actually a lot. So I'm happy. On the other hand, our supply of neutronium is not amazing. Yeah, we have like 5 ingots. That's it. 3 more are left and we have 1 more project to do. And that one should take a teeny tiny bit longer. Oh, and by the way, this is complete. The reactive fluids. So if we put some unidentified gems inside this drawer like so, we're making it. Cool. Let's order 2000 more. So what we need at this very moment is our steel thermal mixer. I have moved our steel mixer to over there, and we need to add one more new machine. The brand new machine is called Arcane Crusher, and what does it do? Good question. It takes the arcane stone that we're producing up there and then does every single step in like one machine. Because previously when I was processing arcane stone, I had to use 6 machines. This is way better, and it also gives us a passive production of Satanite, which is amazing. And later on, after a dimension called Vitea, it's going to be way more passive and more amazing. However, it's a teeny tiny bit expensive. We need a ton of garbage and a ton of new alloys, so maybe we should upgrade the mythic processors? Let's do that. I have received a very important comment on how to fix the bug with mythic processors, so let's first do that, then upgrade the coils, then make the Arcane Crusher. So apparently there is something called ME machinery item output bus, and that requires fluid steel, which has to be done inside an inscriber. Okay, I have set up a very small automation for making the flux plated iron ingot using 2 inscribers. Apparently we don't need them that much, so 2 inscribers should be more than enough. I have also ordered 10 of them. We're waiting. And now that they're ready, is there a better recipe for making modularium? Not really. So apparently what we need to do is that we remove the output bus and replace it with the new output bus. And that should be it. You know, even if this setup works, it might solve my problem with mythic processors, but have you counted how many of these modular machines we have? They're crazy. I have also noticed I have the same problem with Gravitite Enchanter. It eats some of the items. So just out of curiosity, if I want 1000 Electrum, the same problem is not gonna happen again, is it? Let me also change the coils, set up the patterns one more time so that at least we can craft a bit faster. Mythic processors have been set. So far I did not run into any hiccups, but we have a problem. So in order to make the multi-block that I want, what I need are turbine frame. I have set in the pattern, we need 25 of them, and well, you might notice a few problems. Myrmitite is fine, don't worry. But we're missing a bunch of stuff, and that is for the stew of grotesque. The worst part is lizard leg, found indirectly in some structures in the overworld and in the nether. Or you can just use an abominable egg, which you can't really craft because it does require neutronium blocks. So if you guys remember, a few hundred episodes ago, on a weird planet which I don't really remember, we found a demon. And the best part of that demon is that it kills people. Well, actually, I think the best part of that demon, shut up, is that it does sell you the stew of grotesque. The problem is that she doesn't like me. I thought I should wear a hellish bubble. I'm wearing it. Give me the stew. Maybe some puppets? Are you kidding me? How? 7 million pieces of armor, 500,000 hearts. Counts for nothing. We just cover you in obsidian and trade through a hole. Much better. Also, you cannot use space. It doesn't refill. Okay, we seem to be fine. We have the stew of grotesque. Here is the frame, and I'm also crafting all the other garbage. Yes, I know I'm missing stuff. Don't you worry. The experiment casing is expensive. Never noticed. Not that the rest of them are amazing. It seems we are done. Are you complete? No? How? Oh, something goes on the top. Ah, yeah. Tier 3 mythic coil. We have it already. Are we good? Mythic excavation power unit. Please be complete. Thank you. So now what we need to do is to take all of these ender tanks, there should be exactly 6 of them, and pump them into the mixer. And I guess in order not to mess them up, we can do something like so, because they can auto output. We shall provide you with some power and you give me Arcane Crusher mix. Well, obviously that is the fluid that we want, so that goes inside the Arcane Crusher. Like so. We shall provide you with some power, and let's get some Arcane Stone. 1 stack should be more than enough. To give it a test. Not enough space for fluid output. What? Okay, big question. Where's the output? Oh, it's up there. Oops. Oh, it's full. And we got all the garbage. Okay, we're good. Very good. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to extract the Satanite dust and put it inside a fluid infuser. Like so. Right? Then this fluid that we're getting as an output goes inside the same fluid infuser, and what we get is this version of Satanite dust. There is something called stable orbiting device, so let's keep a bunch just in case. And the rest of that goes inside a rock crusher, and we convert the dust into powder. Lovely. Then we need a pressurizer, which is going to give us the actual Satanite ingot. The problem is that this is not really going to go on a loop because we're getting more fluid than Satanite dust. So we need to send some of the Satanite ingots back into the fluid infuser and crush it. So let's get a stupid manufactory then. And that sends it back into the fluid infuser with a higher priority. So that should go on a loop, I think. everything. I just need to set filters for the rest of the items. This is kind of weird, but so far we have consumed 4 Arcane stone. It's not much and we do have a few stacks. I have not really been counting, but since I started counting we had like 300 Satanite and everything is so far clogged up. Because you get a lot of Satanite. Can't really complain. 2 episodes ago when I mentioned that I'm not going to make Satanite passively, somebody suggested that I should make more condensers. I think this is a way better recipe and later on it's actually going to be way better. Because right now the orchard has a chance of giving us Arcane stone. Later on we just get it from a pure daisy with some EMC. But we need to go to Vitea. But even at this stage I'm actually pretty happy. It's incredibly fast and efficient. And I even took some of the dust out. Also as a byproduct of everything, we can change the recipe of the electromagnets. Because we're getting the Bifrost gem. It's more efficient, that's it. It has been a while later, I have been AFK and I also tried to cover the machines. And I do have a feeling that yes, we are getting enough neutronium. Well, 59 in all, that's a good number. Remember, we just need a total of 8 ingots. And that's it, right? Yes, we have 10 in total. So here is the neutronium crux. And if I'm not wrong, that should be the seed. Lovely. Let's try to 10-10-10 this. I don't really remember how this worked. Oh yeah, it's 10-10-10. Cool. I'm just curious, since this is 10-10-10, how much essence are you going to give me? Oh, 8. 8 is a good number. Let's get a separate crafter for this. Because it does have a few steps and we don't care about the nuggets. We at least want the ingots in our system. Also for the moment, we can have some greenhouse glass so that it grows a teeny tiny bit faster. Because again, this time if we manage to get 8 more ingots, we can have 2 more crops. Because we can just plant the crux and it should grow. Well, I can help it by a bit. The effect stacks. Well, neutronium is going to take a teeny tiny bit of time, but we might as well start working on nitro diesel. And I just wanted to mention, this part of my base seems to be bugged out, because I do have a mega torch, but I do get mobs. And there's even a shadow. I get weird mobs, and it just happens here. I don't know why. Anyways, let us move on to nitro diesel. What we need is a chemical reactor, and we need glycerol. I have already put a resonant tank inside a fluid transposer, so we do have tons of glycerol, and we're getting the diesel very slowly. It's fine. And I think we do everything inside this building over here. It has no other uses. So we need a fluid transposer to fill in the tanks, then we need a chemical reactor with a bunch of upgrades. Obviously both of them need power. For the moment, this is my glycerol, and let's get some diesel. Yeah, for now it doesn't have to be full. We just take it. It has taken ages, but we're rolling again. So that is nitro diesel. You go inside the fluid transposer. Lovely. Oh, but you can fill in tanks, right? Yeah. Just in case you're wondering, we need the nitro diesel tank from open blocks in order to make the neutronium casing. So yeah, that's really fun. Eating through the diesel. I think you need 64 buckets of diesel just to fill in one of these tanks. Oh boy. There is another method of getting diesel through a distillation tower from Tech Reborn, but I think it's the same speed, because that takes like 800 seconds. Well, we are going with immersive engineering, so it doesn't really matter. Distillation towers look nicer. How many neutronium we have? That's enough, because we can have 1 more crux, and we can have 1 more crop. It should grow. Well, actually, if you want it to grow, you shouldn't harvest it. I thought maybe it's a good idea to start removing the distillation towers from immersive engineering and go with Tech Reborn. Not sure if it's a good idea or not, but we're going to try. The thing is, with all the... It just spawned right next to me. How is that possible? Yeah, as I was saying, we need so much diesel that I don't think immersive engineering is going to cut it. And these guys accept overclocker upgrades. Can you please stop spawning? Am I doing some sort of an experiment down here? No clue. So how does this thing work? We need to provide it with oil. Yes, it can also be crude oil from thermal foundation. Okay. We have a functioning setup, it's relatively fast, but it's not balanced. Because the ratio between diesel and glycerol are not proportionate, meaning that eventually you're going to run out of glycerol. I did have a tank, so I'm using that one. But in any case, the way that it works is that I have an EMC link exporting bitumen. Bitumen goes inside the magma crucible, we get crude oil, it goes inside the fluid transposer, and we're filling the empty cells with oil. And then I have another EMC link exporting tin and glass, a crafter, which is making us cells. Empty cells and crude oil goes inside the distillation tower with overclocker upgrades, and the end result, which is glycerol, sulfuric acid, and methane, as well as diesel, goes inside this drawer. Then we have 2 more fluid transposers converting everything into a fluid because we're getting the cells. Then we have the chemical reactor mixing them both, and we get nitro diesel. And so far we have 19 tanks. That's good. And remember, each tank at this very moment is just going to give us 4 neutronium casings. Talking about neutronium, we have 7. That's good. Very soon I can make 2 more crocs. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a relatively long time later. I have been AFK, I have been preparing an area, and I think we can have our particle accelerators. The first machine that we're going to set up is called the neutronium cannon. And yes, I'm very sorry to say, it doesn't look like a cannon. So what this machine basically does is that you give it piles of neutron, and after 5 seconds without any power, it gives you neutrino plasma. That neutrino plasma has to go inside a neutronium bombardier. These are incredibly expensive machines. The casings are expensive, but the bombardier is going to take neutrino plasma, lithium-6, lithium-7, and it's going to give us decomposed matter. We have our neutronium bombardier, I have an EM sealing, we have isotope separators, we're giving it lithium-6 and 7, and we're getting decomposed matter at a very slow rate. I was actually expecting this to be faster. Oh yeah, we're out of neutronium. I forgot. We're going to make it automatic later on, don't you worry. But essentially, we're getting decomposed matter. Now what we need is the actual particle accelerator, which I'm crafting the blocks and it's taking ages. Yeah, I think this is going to take 10-15 minutes. I'll be right back. Apparently by 15 minutes, I meant half an hour. This is a super expensive machine. You have no idea how expensive the blocks were. Well, for now, I have no idea how many of these machines I'm going to need, but apparently we're going to need quite a bit of them. So we're not going to make a structure for it, and this is a very temporary setup. But basically, this guy requires hydrogen and also decomposed matter. So let's pump it in and see if it works. It's supposed to give you 100 millibuckets, but I'm getting 1 millibucket per tick. It does give you 100 millibuckets. Is there like a loss in pipes? Ah, but we are getting something. Electrons and alpha particles. Okay, so yeah, it's working. You might be thinking to yourselves, we're done. No, we're not. We need a new machine. High impulse accelerator. And I need to take the electrons and somehow put it in that thing. And by consuming 1,000,000 RF, that should give us muons. Oh yeah, finally. You know, we're doing all of this in order to get the muon crystals so that I can make a stupid portal. Oh boy, I need a lot. I need 14 blocks, right? So I need 28 crystals. At least. For now. But again, remember, this is a very temporary setup because I have no idea how to set these things up. And honestly, until I set it up, I used to think it doesn't fit within one chunk. But at least let us get our inert crystals, a fluid infuser, and voila. Muon crystals. We need 28. And we got it. Lovely. You know, I just wanted to mention everything that we have done today had nothing to do with the main quest line. We're still here. Now that we have the muon crystal, we need to advance. We need the Apalakia block. I have already set up the pattern for the Apalakia block and we need 14 of them, and you might notice we can't craft it because we're missing 2 things. One of them is rhodium mixture, which should be relatively easy to fix if we have a pressurizer. The crystal goes inside an electrolyzer and voila. Rhodium mixture. Actually, what is this? A chrome. Nice. Also, we have both machines. We might as well make a pattern for this. And the other thing that we're missing is the venomous comb. And well, it's a bit tricky. So you need the virulent queen, but she doesn't make the venomous comb. I mean, not under normal circumstances. It does require a certain temperature. I don't know the exact temperature, but this is a jungle biome. And these are the upgrades. I had to do a lot of trial and error, but we need 100 and something of that, so I need to wait for this. But in addition to that, after we go to that dimension, what we need to make is the Skythern core. From all the items that you see over here, we almost have everything except one. Blood tank tier 14. I have already set a pattern for it, so let's order it, I guess. In Project Ozone, if you guys remember, we also had to make this, but that at least gave us a creative tank or something. Here, it just gives you a core, so I feel tricked. And there's a frog. Well, in any case, I have to wait. But it's okay, I need to wait for the blood tank and I have to have lunch. See you in a bit. I'm still a bit under the weather, so I also took a nap. I'm sorry it happens, but that is 14 Apalakia blocks. And that is a quest. I'm not there yet, I know that. Oh, 4th mythic shell. Nice. Okay, why are you giving me so many quests? So Apalakia itself, which we made with white boot block, was purple. This one should be grey, and we also take a lasso with ourselves because this is Divine RPG, so there should be a soul. Oh, and by the way, the blood tank is ready. That was actually surprisingly fast. Let's go. Beautiful colors. Now, we take the blocks. They were expensive. So, what do you drop? Whoa, 6,000 health. I just want to know if they drop the soul. Terrible idea. Gather around, boys. Yeah, they do drop it. Okay. That's what we want. The soul. We take one home. And my grinder. With the amount of health that these guys have, I'm actually scared now. Let's get a few charm of keeping. As usual. So anyways, as you guys probably know, we have to look for some sort of an altar. And obviously portal blocks. because they're expensive. They really stand out. That's awesome. Anyways, let me try to find the altar. Oh, that's the guy. Found the altar. So as usual, we need the gem, we make the chunk, and we hope for the best. You don't actually have a lot of health, which is weird. We're done. Nice. Is there anything else that we have to find here? I don't see anything. Oh, there's a cold stone. Yeah, we do this later. My fellow Dark Ones, as usual, it is time to make the core. That is the infusion stone. There is a maze wafer which is compressed. It's actually called wafer. We already have it. We even have 2. Don't really know why. Then we need 8 of these cores. That was fast. Crystal matrix ingots are also ready. There is a slight filtering issue with the lattices. Yeah, we take our blood tank. Oh, that's a quest. Wait, what? What? Does it have to be full? Yeah, it has to be full. Full of molten iron. I don't really know what to say, but let's see how fast this is. 10 melters? Well, it's doable. Totally unnecessary, but doable. We have 20 melters working at maximum speed. There is a better recipe, but I can't do this recipe at this very moment because it does require something called Twilight Fire, and well, it's the next age. Yeah, I don't see any other options, which is better. Well, at least I have some time until I can fill in the recipe for the core, I guess. Well, even though getting that much iron is going to take a tremendous amount of time, we have other things to do. We have started the 4th mythic shell, therefore there are going to be 4 new planets. And that thankfully is actually the final mythic shell, as far as I'm understanding it. Basically what I'm saying is that at least we can make the wormholes. So what we want is Immortalis. Come on. Ancient Caverns, Dystopia, some of them take a bit of time, and finally Grecan. Now we need to convert them into realm stones, which is actually super cheap. I'm not really gonna bother setting up recipes for this, we just craft them manually. All of them have 4 crystal matrix and 3 unidentified ingots. Yeah, lovely. They're not quests at this very moment, are they? Oh yeah, they do count. Nice. I have been just editing the footage, and yes, please ignore the redstone, that's just a measurement of how full the tank is, which is almost 50% full, so that's good. Anyways, I was editing the footage and I realized I did mention I have 20 melters. No, I have 40. So there's absolutely nothing else I can do. We're just gonna AFK. My fellow Dark Ones, we seem to be full. So does this actually work? Oh, wrong constellation. I was actually checking which constellation it is. I think it's Visio. Yes. That one. Doesn't seem to work. Molten iron? Oh, this is the wrong wafer. How do you make wafer? Oh, it's easy. Well, let us make a bunch of starfield gem and we just dupe some wafers. And to be very honest with you, I think that should be enough. That is compressed wafer. That should be double compressed and triple compressed. So this is fine. Cool. So ladies and gentlemen, let's start crafting. You have to manually put the garbage in, which is fine. Lovely. We finally have it. Well, this episode, it doesn't really look like we have achieved much, but trust me, it's been a while. And I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.